The pool is officially open for business. Just wanted to give you a little update here, show you how the very finished product came out. See, you like the color? I like this color. It's one of my faves, but I painted it. Gives it much more of a richer feel. We've done some landscaping. Actually see the walkway. We're not, obviously we got a lot of stuff to fill in here. I'm going to get a bunch of ground covered, but we've got our stone walkway going on now. And around the perimeter here, I planted a bunch of mint, which is supposed to grow relatively quick. We'll see how quick that grows in. I want it to have ground cover, not have a lot of grass to mow. And we've got a little walkway coming down from our gravel road that leads down right into the door of the pool house. Got a little pad poured there. It's going inside, and I'll show you the finished product. Ooh, isn't it pretty? I just love it in here. This is my space. Yep, got it all finished out on the inside. Got the ledges. Dave put a couple little benches in there. He's got my little swimming pool, my little swim in place thing going on, and the pool's full of water and doing just fine. The little flotation device. Yeah. And got some plants. Couple plants. Two of them were getting too hot. It gets to about 100 degrees in here, so I need it to be nice and warm in here to keep the water warm. But I just think everything came out really nice together. It all tied in with the stain color and the board stain color and the stones and the pool and la la la. I've got hooks around for my towels and all that sort of thing. I am thought about it really cool. I'm gonna put some really funky chandelier or something really right in the center that hangs down right above the pool. Find something for that. But yeah, I'm excited about it. So I am finally, after 4 months, which technically doing all this in 4 months and with little money and little help isn't too bad in a 4-month time span. But we're good to go. Come on in, take a swim.
Oh, here's Wonder Woman again. What are you doing, Wonder Woman?
I'm taking the maiden voyage swim in the pool.
Oh my goodness, it must be cold.
Well, I put the thermometer in and it read about 68, which sounds pretty cold. But believe me, it's hot in here, and I was sticky, so it actually feels very refreshing. So This is going to be the maiden voyage with the bungees, and we'll see if I can I hope I don't hit the other side of the pool as I'm swimming.
Okay, let's see some action here.
Okay.
Wonder Woman's in the ocean. A big fish down there. Okay, Wonder Woman.
The big black ocean.
That's it.
Okay, here I go, guys.
Here she goes. Looks like she's doing something wonderful. And Wonder Woman does it again.
Okay, just going to give you a quick update on the garden tower here. You can see this thing is grown in. It's it looks like a big old woolly green monster. But I have been taking cuttings off of this for weeks now. I mean, it just keeps growing. It just keeps growing. The bottom leaves here, if I would have known how big broccoli and cauliflower leaves, I wouldn't have put them in here. But yeah, I've got some cauliflower growing in here. It's starting to grow.
Show them on the side.
You can't see it in there, but there's a little cauliflower in there.
See how when you harvest the lower leaves off, the top just keeps growing?
Yeah. So all kinds of cuttings. We've been taking kale and this red leaf lettuce and everything.
It should have been cut off right there so we
yeah, it's a broccoli. Got that broccoli off of there. So anyway, this thing's doing really well, and I'm able to run it off our solar panels with our little timer. More kale. And yeah, so I'm enjoying the fact that I get to use this, and I'll show you the garden beds too, how they're doing. You guys got to check this out. Look at all this. This is actually our compost bins. They're in the ground. We have 3 bins, and you would not be able to tell because we have a plethora of squash. These are spaghetti squash. This squash is all over the place. I can't believe how big they've gotten. But yeah, we got a ton of these. It's going to be some good eating. I love spaghetti squash. Let me see, there's a butternut squash over there. I can't even hardly get in here to put our compost anymore because we have so much squash. Wow, squash party. Okay, up here we've got our self-watering beds. You guys saw those a while back. We have had a little problem with worms, and I'm trying to figure out what to do about that because I'm not using anything pesticide wise, all organic, but anyway, I've already harvested broccolis out of here. I've already taken them out because we've eaten them. Nasturtium, this thing got so huge that I had to keep cutting on that. That's really good eating too, believe it or not, those little flowers. Anyway, I must say that I am pretty jazzed about my first gardening attempt. Okay, Ollie, what a fine mess you've gotten us into. What in the world is this?
Well, we're hoping to make a generator and harness the river water with this. This is a generator. This is the electric producing component that comes off a regular house generator. And the motor's bad, so we're going to try to take this unit off right here that produces the electricity, and then create an assembly with a wheel in the river. And try to bring this thing up to the same RPM that the generator will produce through gear work.
Awesome.
So we're hoping, yeah. So you'll have a generator under water power.
All right, so
Cool.
hydropower on the way.
Hydropower.
That's awesome.
Yep.
By the way, guys, this is Kent. He's a new good friend of ours and a blessing to do this for us.
Amen. Praise God. Really.
It's just like, I think he just likes it as a challenge.
Yeah, it is a challenge, and I like the design aspect of things. Yeah,
cool.
So it's fun.
Get to
Thanks
use
for
the
letting me do
creativity.
it.
Yeah. This is awesome. So we'll have some extra hydro generation off the grid power.
Amen.
So this is a Bedini motor. That's what this thing's called. And exactly the components are what, Dave? Got a wheel?
Well, there's magnets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 magnets on this wheel, depending on how many magnets on the size of the wheel. You have a coil here with 2 different sizes of copper wire wound on it. And it's connected, and in the center of it there's some little metal.
They're welding rods.
They're welding rods.
Yeah, they're right in there.
In the center, the core.
Right.
And so the magnets pass as they go by. They cause an electrical charge, which goes into this unit here and into the battery.
Okay, and it's charging up the battery. So
And it's
basically,
yeah, and this battery just causes it to run, just a little trickle of energy, so it puts out more energy than what it takes to run it.
yeah, okay. So in my mind, layman's terms, because I'm not really up on this kind of stuff, but it's sort of like a little mini generator, self-powering generator.
That's what it is, a generator.
A little self-powering generator. Yeah, and the purpose of it is basically just to charge batteries. But it's kind of nice because it does give us that extra, you know, we don't have to run off of our solar panels or get an exterior source for power. This actually creates its own power for the batteries, which is really cool. And we can put the batteries wherever we want with an inverter and create electricity.
And we haven't had it long enough yet to hook up a load like a light or something, which we should do, to see if it'll run a light while it's running.
Oh, that's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go ahead and give this a start and show them how it works.
Okay, we turn the switch on and give it a spin.
There you go.
And we did it last night and forgot to turn it off, and it ran all night long.
It's kind of interesting. I tell you what, it did charge up this battery. What was this battery reading before you put it on there, Dave?
It was about 11.5 volts.
Okay.
And now it's 12.5.
12.5.
And this one started out at 12.5, and it's just
basically
about the
same. Really. Yeah, it didn't really hardly take anything out of there. And so but it seems like it's a slow process. It's like a trickle charger, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, nonetheless, it does work without any exterior electrical source. So that is pretty darn cool. We're having fun playing with this, and we're excited the fact that it gives us another alternative energy source besides living off the grid.
Anything to stay off the grid.
There you go.
Out of the clutches of the evil one.
Ooh. Okay, so I wanted to show you this process of how the Bedini, who is the little generator thing, is charging up the batteries, and then we're bringing the batteries in here to create some off-the-grid power in our cabins. We're here in Chalong. This is one of our cabins. And as you can see back in there, that's the battery that was being charged on the Bedini. And all we did is bring it back in the cabin. You know, you have to pick up the battery, bring it back in. But and then you hook up a power inverter to it, and it basically inverts the DC power from the battery to AC power, and it's got some outlets here. It even has a little USB plug. We turned it on. You can see the green light right there. I've got an extension cord plugged in, and I've got a light plugged in, which is right up there next to Dave. So you can turn it on. Ta-da!
There's the light.
We have light.
And there's 3 lights on this stack.
By doing this, we now have, literally, we have electricity in the cabins, which is really pretty cool. It's minimal electricity, but electricity nonetheless. We can run the power cords, and we can, charge up cell phones, which is pretty much all this cabin needs anyway for someone to come for a weekend or a week. It's supposed to be a retreat, right? Okay, anyway, I just want to show you that we are off the grid, but we're creating our own electricity. Hoo-yah! It's about their time. This little blue guy has been sitting here for, oh golly, maybe 8 months. It was dropped off when we had our other cabins in the wintertime, and we had a really icky wet road, and he couldn't get it down the lane. So it's finally dry and warm, and we got Chris back here, and he's going to move this in place next to the other cabins, and this is going to be our shower house. So yeah, it's going to be nice to have it out of the way, because this whole area from here on out is going to be a gravel parking spot. So it's been sitting there in our way for the longest time. It's good to have it in place. Oh, little blue box has finally found its home. It's so nice to have it here. Yeah, see, next to the other cabins there. 1, 2, and now 3. Shower house. Someday. Anyway, that's good. Got it in place. In the process of moving it down the lane, the little blue one, yeah, a rock flew off the road and hit my window and broke my pool window. That's just peachy. But thank God we have another one. I think we'll just be able to replace the whole thing, maybe. That'd be the easiest thing to do. Yeah, interestingly enough too, rock landed inside the pool. Bloop, right in the pool. So it's up to me to get in there and get it out. Ooh, I get to swim. Box move number 2. This one's a little hairy. This was brought in the very beginning, before we even had our shop in place there. Yeah, so it's a little bit funky to try to get that sucker out of there. I don't know. It's always a little nerve-wracking when these things get moved because of the variables involved. But hopefully it can be done. I can hardly believe it. They actually got that white box out of that really tight spot over there where the shed was. The landscape's getting a little bit better. The blue one's gone, the white one's gone. They're in their places. Now we can start getting the rest of the stuff finished up. It's a good thing. So I don't know if you recall this little guy. This one we've had for some time. This is actually our first shed that we converted into a living space, and it has been moved as well. So this is our 3rd cabin move of the month, and this one used to be over here. It was basically just moved across the street and tucked away. Got it tucked away into a better area here, more shade for coolness, and just a little bit better visible space, I believe. Of course, we still have to do all of the graveling and put a little deck or something around it and finish it out. But it's over here next to, as you're coming down the lane, it's next to this gray one over here, which is like a barn style, and that's the last one we still have to finish out inside interiorly and get it jazzed up. But yeah, it's just nice to get all these things in place and starting to look a little bit cleaner. Now it's just a matter of finding a new home for Barney, the purple bus.